Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom.
So I want to say that this is a throwaway video because I'm sitting here getting my wake and bake ready. And I was just sitting here thinking about the political unconscious podcast on an imperfect union. And so on this month, we started talking about religion and what part it plays. And, while on there, I'm often able to suggest growing your soul, listening to my website, and inquiring more about me. So this past week, in the midst of that, me and the older lady, Miss Sims, she kind of reminds me of my granny a little bit, in more ways than one. But so she was, I guess, had been on my website and had listened to some of my newer shows. In particular, she mentioned listening to a recent show where I talked about balancing my health and trying to release content, basically, and pursue my purpose. And so she had mentioned that she heard me talk about my eye, and I seemed very upset, which at the time I really was. Like, that was really a hard week, and I have the eye appointment coming up, so I'm still on edge a tad bit. But I already know that if I get the eye surgery, I don't want to have it at the VA. That's just off top. Like, I ain't getting shit else procedure-wise at the VA if I can help it at all costs. So, but she had mentioned, she was like, well, I heard you and you seemed like you were having a little time. And she said she wondered who is me for me? Who do I have to run to or as a support system when I'm going through things? And it was kind of crazy that she asked that, because that is the one area that I struggle at in my life the most. And I always kind of mention that my mom tried to kill me, but I don't think that other people understand what I'm saying when I say that. And when I explain the story, which I try not to do as much because my mom is still pretty alive and kicking, and she has feelings, and although it's her actions that called me to be able to have the story, I really try not to make her feel ashamed, or I think I still even try not to make her look bad, because I know that others will know my mother, see my mother, and be like, those. But the thing is those that really know me from Dayton, Ohio, and they know my mother, they know the validity of what I'm saying from the top to the bottom. I've never changed my story because I'm not a liar. But when she asked that, it made me think, like, when it comes to spirituality, I go directly to God. There are not any people in my life that I can say are spiritual mentor at this time in 2022 in my life. Now, there are people that I can call and converse, namely my oldest, longest friendship. He has studied social work. He has done everything, like, I really truly love my friend. And it's one of those type of friendships that, man, it would be dope if it could be more, but it can't, because I don't want to ruin the friendship. And like, that's the scariest part of, a lot of times guys talk about friend zones and being friend zoned. But the scariest part is taking somebody out the friend zone that should have stayed in the friend zone, and now you can't even be friends because you went too far out of the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? So over the years, I struggled with having a support system. My family was never there for me after my mom tried to kill me. You know, that whole relationship for the most part was spoiled. There were a few people that I still communicated with or talked to or whatever. But largely when I left Dayton, Ohio at 17, it was because I didn't have a support system. I didn't have nobody to go to. I didn't have nobody in my corner. And since then, I have been on my own. Like, I may go back home to Dayton, Ohio to see people, or I used to very often. And eventually it dwindled because I realized that out of sight, out of mind means that, you know, there is a place for me in people's lives, but only if I'm in their face. And I'll never move back to that place. So, you know, I have learned to be my own support system. Like, I didn't have a choice but to be my own support system. Because if you are aware, growing up, I didn't think that my dad loved me like that. You know what I'm saying? And then because of the way my mother treated me, I felt that they didn't want me and did not love me almost equally, even though my dad had never done anything aside from not being around when I was younger to signify that or to suggest that. But the way that my mother spoke of him gave me an impression of what to expect. So from 17, you know, I remember being on my dad's couch and telling him, matter of fact, on one of these couches, it ain't one of these couches, it's in my bed, my office. It was one of the flower couches. I remember being in the office, in his house, and telling him, like, well, I joined the army because, you know, my mom tried to kill me. I was living here, I was living there, and I was homeless, and, you know, I didn't have nowhere else to go. And I remember him saying, like, you could have come here. Why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you call me? And until Naya was born, it was still a struggle to just be like, okay, well, I know I can call my dad. But then when I realized that I could, it was like I had a dream that made me uncomfortable. And it was like, okay, well, I know I can call him, but if he's going to die, then I don't want to call him and start depending on him and start having him as a figure in my life, and I know I'm going to lose him. And I don't believe that I used the time unwisely. I think that that was a great self-defense, an emotional self-defensive way that really protected me in a lot of ways. And I won't say that I'm happy, but I am definitely at peace with the facts surrounding that. But so when she, you know, like when she asked, and just now sitting here thinking about it, and I'm just thinking about the friendships that I've had. There's been friendships that I've lost over the years, like after divorce, things got weird. And then when I was sick, things got even weirder. And then when I came out of the hospital, it was like my soul was renewed in a sense, because it was like the things that I should remember about people and how they wronged me, and the reason why I wasn't fucking with them didn't hold as much weight or didn't have as much value. And it might have been because I was almost in death, I don't know. And I believe that, you know, it was I always say that it's like a hard reset. Like, you know, when your computer start acting funny and you reset, or if you have a blue screen and you got to redo the whole thing, and now, you know, it run, but it don't run like when you first got it. You know what I'm saying? That blue screen, that after the blue screen run is totally different. And you'll always know that at some point this computer had issues and needed to be reset like that. So saying all of that to say, I allowed some people to come back into my life, and I'm not even upset about it. I'm not upset about any relationship that either was rekindled and or reconfirmed as not being healthy. So, you know, when I think about a support system, I've always been my greatest support system. I tried to create support systems when I was a member of church, and I had some great friends. But again, when you get divorced, depending on how things go, depending on who you know, depending on the circumstances, depending on your soul, because of who I am. When my ex-husband used to tell people that I was just tripping for no reason, for whatever reason, people kind of believed it. And it's not that I am a trip or a stunt or, act, but because I am strong, determined, don't take no shit, people automatically assumed that I was tripping. And because he seemed, child, his ass is a fucking con artist. And another one bites the motherfucking dust, nigga. But because he seemed like a, whatever, a nice guy, people automatically assumed that it had to be me. And if it ever comes to light, then they'll realize that, nah, she more solid than what she speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, she always talk about being solid, but she is more solid because there was a lot of things that I was going through during marriage that I didn't tell nobody. Like, or I would tell like one person, and those people I'm not even cool with no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it were people that had underlying hate. You know what I'm saying? Underlying issues. Like, one person that used to be cool with me, but ended up, acting crazy. And I've already told the girl no hard feelings. But when she went back and got married after we fell out, guess who her wedding looked just like? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So you wanted my wedding? Oh, okay. And again, no hard feelings, but you notice things. You know what I'm saying? The imitation, and they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery, but to me, it's like, no, you identifying your haters on the low. You know what I'm saying? So, but over the years, I've lost people, both death, jail, just excommunicating. And the only solid support system that I've ever had is God and myself. From when my mom tried to kill me, there were people that didn't believe the what I told them, and not because I'm a liar, but because it seemed like that just was impossible, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever really ask people, well, is Kaci a liar? Like, does she be making up shit? Does she be saying false shit? The answer will undoubtedly be no, she is not a liar, but maybe she say too much shit that we don't want her to say. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, so, to the Miss Simses out there, or the people that witness my coming, I don't really have a support system. The only person that I've ever had consistently, always, never let me down, never, is myself. And the ability to pray and seek God's face no matter what. It's only one person that has been with me through everything. I've only got one friend that really know most of my story, and that's my friend from the Army of 20-something years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me and him are hit or miss, and not hit and miss like that, but he has a busy life, I have a busy life, so I don't call him or weigh him down with my problems, or the things that's on my mind. It's kind of how these videos came to be a thing online, because I have thoughts. I have things that I think about. All of it ain't about me, relationships, or anything like that. sometimes my ass just think a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, because she also was like, well, you kind of all over the place. And not in a bad way, but I do talk about a lot of different subjects because I know a lot of information. So I guess maybe one day I should share my book collection. I know I have an episode that is dedicated to that. But maybe what I'll do, because there are some videos, I am trying to figure out how to manage using Fanbase more than other apps, but until you get the fanship on Fanbase, like, there's people on Fanbase, but it's not enough people on Fanbase, you know what I'm saying, to make other social media apps irrelevant. But I do like that you can go and you have that same Clubhouse feel, but Fanbase is a world of its own. These motherfuckers not click hopping, but forming cliques and shit on the app. So, I'm trying to figure out how to do that, because it's a video that I made the other day that nobody has heard, and nobody will hear this for a while if I only upload to my Speaking Freedom TV, unless I start a section where I talk about, I upload newer content. But this video is not supposed to be about that. Anyways, so I talk about a lot of different things because I have a lot of things on my mind. A lot of things I wonder about, a lot of things I think about, a lot of things I get wisdom or knowledge on and apply it to my life so that I can create the wisdom that I need to be a better me. You know what I'm saying? So I am my greatest support system. What I pray for is a husband that is supportive, that is knowledgeable, that is spiritually beyond me, so that I can seek him to be a leader for me. What I am also believing for is friendships, strong, devoted friendships that are spiritually sound, that include fun and all of those things, but also I know I need me and me. I've always talked about I don't really have anybody like me in my life. My mother has never been that. Even before my cousin Pam passed away, I know I could call her, but again, the things that happen within my family over the years, I haven't felt close to anybody in my family like that, for real. And the ones that I would feel close to have always proven that they have that same underlying animosity, the same little shit, you know what I'm saying, that they think they done heard about me, they can throw it in my face. So even the people that I was like, oh yeah, I'll rap for them, I'll try to set up shop and put them in a position, even those people are like slim to none. I got my 2 cousins in jail, my nephew and his mom. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a lot of people that I would be like, okay, so if I got $1 trillion tomorrow, these are the people in my family that I know that if I put them on, they gonna do what's right and they ain't gonna never try to fuck up or turn on me in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think about my Val and but consistency wise, what family means to me is not based on what family has actually been. I made friends in church that were more like family than my actual family, that I spent more time with and holidays with than I would my family once I got older. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I so value those relationships. There are people that are being reintroduced into my life now, and I have to kind of give them a crash course on me and what I do and all of those things. And that is kind of fun to do because a lot of people really don't understand who I am or what I'm into. But when I'm excited about introducing people into my life, I'm able to share in a different way because I have to communicate differently with each person. But so, this was like a throwaway video, but not so much. I actually did not even finish doing my wake and bake because I've been talking so much. So I'm going to go now. I really appreciate your listening, Miss Sims, or any other listener that wonders who is my sounding board. Actually, it's, rooms and, engaging in conversation with people that I believe can teach me something. Now, it's not always older people. It's just engaging in conversation you can learn from. All right. I love you. Bye. Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.